Hello there. Welcome to Thrive with Meghan and Harry. We bring you news and commentary about Harry and Meghan. So come thrive with me, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Christopher Bouzy, for giving us the proof. Anyways, I hope you've been doing great out there. It was a very busy week. This week's start. Well, last week was busy. Now this week is busy. It's like no rest for the weary, I guess. So, anyways, I was just gonna say, so Christopher Bouzy was on the Sussex Squad podcast. I think it was last night or yes. Well, anyways, he was on the podcast, and I know everybody whoever's listening to me probably already know this. But anyways, and now I know you might think that this is kind of weird that I keep mentioning them. And I swear to God, I'm not a stalker or anything. I swear to God, this is my favorite podcast. And listen, I have to tell you the truth here. And I have to stand in my truth here. The only reason that I am doing this podcast is because of listening to them. And they gave me the courage to know that I can speak for myself and I can speak out and other people can hear me. So I'm a huge fan, I'm a fangirl, I guess, of the Sussex Squad podcast, Tina and Michelle. And listen, I don't want anybody to think that I'm like clout chasing or whatever they call it or whatever. But I just have to be honest and say this is why I do the podcast is because of listening to them and it kind of giving me the courage to say, you know what, I can do this. I just want to make that clear. I'm not a stalker or anything. I know it might seem strange that I always seem to mention them, and I'm going to stop because they don't even know me. They don't know anything about me, but I don't want it to seem weird or anything. But I am a fangirl of that podcast, and that's why I always mention them. Like the first episode I did, I mentioned them. I mentioned them again. I apologize. I don't want to act like if I don't know them and they don't know me. It's just that this is the reason why I do the podcast because of watching and listening to them. Anyway, so I was listening to the podcast and oh my God, I didn't finish listening to all of it, but I got to the part where Christopher Bouzy was talking about I think it's he said Taz, but I'm thinking it has to be that crazy according to Taz person that has that YouTube channel or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if she's on Twitter. I have no idea because I don't know. I'm not much on Twitter. It's just I do go on there once in a while and I'll I'll retweet some, if I see something nice that I think makes sense, I'll retweet it. I don't have a lot of following or anything on Twitter. I'm very small on that, but I don't have time because I work. I have a business to run. I have things to do. I don't have time to be sitting around on that much. But I do whenever I get on there. I do try and retweet or whatever if I see something. I'll try and do my part. But yeah. So they were talking about that. I guess it's according to Taz because I can't imagine there's anybody else with that name. But they were talking about that person and the murky mug or whatever the hell her name is, woman. That murky mug she's always harassing Meghan, and they were just going after them, and I'm like, yay, 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 go after their asses. Anyways, that's all I had to say about that. But either way, but anyways, full disclosure, I am a huge fan of that podcast. So if you hear me mention them every once in a while, it's not because I'm trying to like clout chase or whatever people might think. I'm just doing it because I'm a fan and I guess I'm a fangirl or whatever you want to call it. So anyways, let me relax and calm down because I was listening to the podcast and I got like halfway, but I got to listen to the rest when I'm done here. But I just wanted to come on and say just a few things that have been on my mind. Let me take a drink of water. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about that. I guess I'm a little passionate right now. Oh my God. So, where do we begin? Where do we begin, guys? Okay, now I could sit here, right, and discuss with you that silly ass court case that the Daily Fail rehashes every once in a while when they apparently get bored. Or, I could sit here and try to talk about what other people are talking about. But actually, I don't believe that's what's important here. Okay? What I believe is important here is who exactly is the one responsible for trying to trash and trying their best to trash Meghan Markle's otherwise good name. And I say otherwise good name because Meghan was like 35 or 36 when she met Harry, right? And Meghan had already been a working actress for like years, like half, like at least she's yeah, at least 20 years she's probably been doing that. Because I'm thinking she probably started when she was in her early 20s or something like that, right? So she's been in the entertainment business for like at least 20 years by now, okay? She's been doing small movie roles. She did a couple Hallmark movies, which I watched after because I I didn't know who Meghan was before, and I already said that before. I didn't know who she was before, until she was engaged to Harry. Oh, well, not engaged, but from the time I found out she was dating Harry, and like I said before, I was like, oh wow, she lives in my city too, in Toronto. I was like, what? And I didn't know all this. I didn't. But I did after, like they did all these specials and stuff on TV about Meghan Markle, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, who is this person? I gotta get to know who she is, right? So yeah, so she, like I said, she did a couple of Hallmark movies, and she's been working on Suits for like 7 years or something. And I never watched Suits before, anyways. But I'm actually in the middle of trying to watch Suits for the first time. I mean, it was filmed in my city, so I really should watch it. But there's a lot of things, to be fair, that have been filmed in my city, and I haven't watched. But anyways, so, anyways, I need to know the series. I need to watch it, but I'm in the middle of kind of watching it right now. But I don't have a lot of time. That's the only problem because I work and I have a child to take care of and all this stuff. So it's a little hard to find the time. But anyways, either way, my point is that Meghan was already a fully formed human being, living and working and fighting for various causes, right, that she believed in for years. So, Meghan had already met lots of influential people already. I mean, there are pics of her with people like our Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and his wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, influential, important people. And when I say important, I mean people of a certain status. I don't mean because we all are important people. Let's get that straight for. So that's just what I'm saying. What I mean when I say important, I mean people of a certain status. Anyways, so there are pictures of Meghan with President Obama. Before meeting Harry, right? She knew the the former president of the United States before she met Harry. There's lots of pictures of her with fellow actors and actresses, and lots of photos with world leaders and stuff like that, influential people, like I said before. She's worked on movie sets and around bigger actors than she was. Like, for instance, she had a role with Ashton Kutcher on a movie, a very small role. I think she's like a couple lines or whatever it was. But the point is, she was in a movie with people like that. She was also in Get Him to the Greek, this Russell Brand movie, and these people were probably shocked that they had worked with her because I'm telling you, Meghan probably just went and did her job, and she didn't go out of her way probably to meet them or to try to create a moment with them or whatever. No, she didn't try to do anything so that she can be remembered or whatever. She just did her job, and that was it. Um, Meghan was probably, when she went to these movie sets and stuff, you know, she probably saw this as just a stepping stone to get on to what she really wants to do in her life, which is to fight for others, right? you know and yeah, who cares, who cares, about, if they're bigger actors or whatever, she probably was never even, she probably never even cared who they were. So there you go. But either way, one day they will know my name. Anyway, so this is an ambitious woman, and it's funny that I'm talking about ambition because they talked about ambition when they did the panel, the deal book panel, and she is an ambitious woman, and we all should try to be ambitious as she is, right? There's nothing wrong with ambition. I think it's amazing. Yeah, so either way, my point being is that Meghan had already forged out a career for herself, coming from a working class family. And listen, don't let the haters fool you that Meghan was rich just because she went to a private school, because that doesn't mean you're rich, okay? They lived in California, people. It's expensive there as far as I know. I need to actually, it's on my bucket list to go visit there sometime. Anyways, so either way, I'm saying this to show that basically, if Meghan was this horrible person that they want us to believe she is, where is the damn proof? That's what I want to know. Where is the proof? Where is the moment caught on video of Meghan going off on somebody, like yelling at them or whatever? Where is it? It's nowhere to be found. It's funny because I've gone back and I've looked at all the countless videos of Meghan in interviews. I mean, she's had interviews with Larry King, a couple of them, and with other Craig, what's his name, Craig Davison. Yeah, she has a lot of interviews out there that I've seen, right? And there is nothing but Meghan smiling and being friendly and helpful and just sparkling like she always does, right? Believe me, the haters would kill. They would kill for a piece of footage of Meghan being anything but dignified. But, sorry to break it to you guys, but it doesn't exist. Otherwise, it would have been here already. Like, nobody can come up with any footage or anything to show of her being a horrible person, right? But still, they're always trying in the media and, in the media, social media, and in the British media to make it seem like she's some horrible, crazy lady, and that she's too ambitious or whatever. But what I was thinking? Can you imagine if Baldy had found some footage of Meghan yelling at somebody or something? He'd be so giddy right now. He would be incandescent, I tell you, incandescent with I don't know what, but he'd be incandescent right now. All I know is that I'm seriously getting Mr. Burns vibes from him. Mr. Burns from the Simpsons. Okay, go look it up. He looks just like him. Just go. That's exactly how he's gonna look when he's a little older. Anyways, but he already beginning to look like that. But just Anyways, moving along. All I'm saying is that the only time anybody has ever had anything bad to say about Meghan was the day we found out she was dating Harry. That's my point. All up until then, anybody who knew her or saw her, they just saw her as a caring person, who talked to, listen, this lady talked to the craft services people at her show Suits and made sure that the food that was left behind on the set was then donated to people who actually really needed the food. And this is not hamburgers, guys. This is nutritious, well-prepared gourmet food. And it was going to waste every day. And Meghan was like, no, that's not right. There's people out there who could use this. So Meghan made sure that no food on the set of Suits ever went to waste. That kind of proves something to me. And this was way before she met Harry, people. Way before she met him, okay? So, anyways, caring about others, to me, is embedded in Meghan. She is just an amazing person. And I know I overuse this word when it comes to describing her, but that's just what it is. So, moving along here, what I was saying is, after all these amazing things, though, that she has done, and all these amazing relationships, and I'm sorry to reuse the word amazing, but sorry, I apologize. Anyways, for all the for all those amazing relationships that she built before ever meeting Harry, people just want to erase them. Why? Why do you want to erase it and make it seem like if she's some social climber? They want to call her a social climber. But, like I've said before, though, I've heard this before actually on the, no less, I've heard this before on the aforementioned Sussex Squad podcast. They had a whole podcast a long time ago, and it said there is nothing wrong with being a social climber. Hello, and I totally agree. It just means that you want better for your life, right? And for others. That's what a social climber means. You wanna improve your situation. You don't want to, where you were born, you don't want to end up in the same spot where you were born, right? You don't want to, if you were born into a circumstance of not a lot of money or not a lot of anything, you want to amplify yourself, you want to amplify others, and you just want to do good, and you want to project something good and positive out there, right? You don't want to just be the same where you were 5 years ago. That's what social climbing is. It's going to the next level in life. That's what I like to call it. Going to the next moment in life. I do not call that social climbing. That's called expanding. Not expanding, but I couldn't find the word. Anyways, you know what I mean. It's like you want to exalt yourself. You want to project. You want to go forward in life. You don't want to stay stagnant in one position. So we should all aspire to be social climbers, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So the long and short of it, guys, is that Christopher Bouzy pretty much gave us the proof we need, which is like we already knew. Well, actually, we already knew this, right? He just gave us some proof, and thank goodness for him and what he's done. And I really enjoyed that podcast, and I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of it. I only listened for half of it. I'm gonna go listen to the other half, and if anything pops out to me, I'll have another podcast, and just to show my version of things, because I really think it's good to that there be a lot of voices, because each one of our voices are unique, right? Each one of us that does a podcast or whatever is different. Everyone is different. It's a unique thing. So I'm not gonna bring the same flavor that somebody else is gonna bring, but I'm gonna bring my flavor to the whole situation. And all this is good, because you know what? There's a million hate channels out there. Like I mentioned a couple of them before, that according to Taz and the Murky Mug or whatever the hell I don't even know what her name is, but and all those other, like that crazy guy, I'm not even gonna call his name. Let's call him Waterfall. He has a water name and he wears a crown. but he is so mean. Anyways, one time I actually went and I put I don't know, I said something in the comments about him being a bully, and he blocked me from commenting. And I know that's wrong to go into to go and go to those trolls, but sometimes I just gotta ask them these questions. Like sometimes I gotta be like, you're being a bully too. You're talking about somebody else is a bully. You're being a bully. So anyway, so he blocked me from commenting, or whatever. I don't know what he did, but either way, I just wanted to call him out for the bullshit, right? That's all I wanted to do. But, I'm done with that crap. I'm done. This is my way to call people out right now. This is my way right now. This podcast. Okay? And I'm actually glad that some people actually come and listen. I'm like, I did not expect anybody to actually want to listen. So thank God that I actually started this. And I need an outlet to say what I gotta say and say my piece or whatever. And thank you for letting me do that. I really appreciate it. So anyways, guys, I don't know how this is gonna sound, because I was just talking and talking and talking and talking the whole time, but that's the reason why you have a podcast, to talk. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. I appreciate you. Please appreciate yourselves. And remember that Megan always said, it's not enough to just survive something. That's not the point of life. Oh, no, no, no. You've got to thrive. You've got to feel happy. Unquote, guys. Anyways, bye. Have a great one.